Hey, welcome to the Win City Podcast. I'm Chris, alongside my co-host James. How you guys doing out there today? James, how are you?
I am doing so awesome.
That's good to
Thank
hear.
you for asking.
So, what are we going to talk about in today's show?
Girls.
Girls! Oh, God, I love talking
Let's
about
talk
girls
about the girls. Just kidding.
What's going on in Winnipeg lately? April 19th is a provincial election coming up. Have you made any thoughts on who you're going to vote for?
Well,
yet?
I'll tell you, I won't spill the beans, but I have made my choice. It's
Okay.
pretty easy.
Which you don't want to spill the beans.
Just kind of let it go. That is. Is that you? Was that you or was that me?
That was definitely me.
Okay. Yeah, maybe you should put your phone on silent.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. That wasn't my phone. That was
okay.
I don't know who that was.
That's somebody checking up on you, seeing what you're up to.
Yeah, I think so.
So yes, the election's coming up on. I think it's a Tuesday.
Tuesday, April 19th, I believe.
Yes, that is a Tuesday.
Yeah, hopefully the voter turnout will be well. I haven't heard much from people, I guess coworkers or whatnot around the city, but by the looks of it right now, Brian Pallister of the Progressive Conservative Party is he's got a significant lead. I think as of yesterday, he was leading the polls. I guess in Winnipeg, he was up 38%. To Greg Selinger's and the NDP's 24%, and Rana Bakari is kind of trailing behind, and apparently it's getting worse for her with a bunch of bad news and
yeah, she hasn't had the best of weeks. That's for starters.
No, a lot of things are falling apart, and she's dropping people in her constituents like crazy just because of some sort of controversial stuff going on and whatnot. So it's not looking too good for the Liberal Party right now. The other parties, I have no idea. They're way behind the Green Party and the Manitoba Party and whatnot. So, and just like every other election, they've never really talked about or mentioned much in any local media or anything.
I think there's a pirate party. One time I was like, you know what? This was like a couple of years ago. I was like, I'm gonna vote for somebody, and I know I'm gonna vote for. And then I got my ballot, and I started looking at it, and then I was like, blah 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 from the pirate party. Oh yes.
Pirate Party,
Dead serious.
I've never even heard of the Pirate Party. I've heard of the Green Party. I've heard
No.
of it's called the Manitoba Party, I believe.
Yeah. Well, part of the problem too, I don't know if you want to hear about all of it, but you're supposed to have, if you're a party, leader or whatever, you're supposed to have 57 candidates, and I think everybody except for the Liberals has 57. The Liberals, I think, have 51. So right there, you're losing 6 candidates that could win a seat that's just not running. That's not good.
Yeah, that's not good for them at all.
That.
So it pretty much looks like they're out of it for now. What else is going on? What's new in your life? What's going on with you?
I'm having a baby. No, I'm not.
Oh, my God. You heard it here first, folks.
Oh, no. I didn't even tell my mom first.
Did you hear about yesterday? There was a car accident on Portage Avenue.
Yeah, I heard about that.
A 36-year-old woman apparently was in the process of being arrested for possibly an impaired driving charge, and assaulted 2 WPS members in her arrest. So that's kind of crazy. It's always kind of disappointing to hear stuff like that.
There was a 5-car pileup.
Wow.
Yeah, a couple. Cars. I think they claim that she went over the guardrail on Portage around Woodlands there.
Oh, like the median, you mean?
Yeah, the median there. And 5 people got hurt, and I heard that she had allegedly. You don't want to say that she.
Well, of course.
You don't want to say she did it, but she was impaired or allegedly impaired.
Yep.
And she allegedly beat up, assaulted 2 officers. So I'm not a lawyer or anything, but if like a legit situation,
not in her favor, definitely.
It does not look good. Does not look good.
Definitely.
It's I'd say 5 to 7.
Yeah, maybe.
But I'm not a lawyer, right? I'd say 5 to 7 days.
And that is the Manitoba Justice. You never know.
5 to 7 days at the most.
Some people get less for more or more for less. You never know.
Must have been a good Monday night, though. I don't know what she did.
What was going on Monday? Was there any big games on? Was there any? There was the Worlds for the women.
Oh,
they lost?
Canada lost?
Canada lost, and I think it was a second overtime, I believe.
Get out.
I don't have it in front of me. I don't know. I just I'm going on a kind of a guess right now.
Yeah.
But Canada definitely lost, and I think the U.S. team has won it 3 years in a row now consecutively. So
I believe that.
Congrats to them. That's that's it sounds like it was a hard fought battle with that tournament. But yeah,
I went to the Jets game on, what day was that? Saturday? No, Friday.
Friday
Against the Blackhawks. Great game. And I was with somebody who actually knows one of the girl hockey players that were on the team.
Oh, really?
And he spoke very highly of her. And he goes, I don't know if you want to know who, whatever her name is, but yeah, she ended up getting 3 goals, and he was sitting right next to me, and he's like, yeah, I know that girl, and she comes and sees me once in a while in the summertime where I work, and yeah,
Wow.
he knows. Yeah, he knew one of the girls.
How did they? Oh, they lost. That was a loss in overtime to that Chicago game. Yeah, it was really close.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I think the last time they played Chicago was here. I
Yes.
think it was 2 Fridays before that, and they lost 4-0.
Well, it's funny because like Andrew Ladd is like he was obviously played for the Jets and all that. It was, I guess, every time he touched the puck, the first game when he just came back, people cheered for him, went nuts over him. This time it was just quiet.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
No
quiet.
booze,
Nothing,
like that?
absolutely nothing. It was just quiet. I think people are they know that the season's over and we're not going to get worked up. And
Yeah. And it's really, I'm not a big hockey guy. I don't know a lot about hockey. I guess I'm more about a football guy. But I just noticed the Jets play a lot harder when they're in this situation. It's not like they're fighting for a playoff spot. It's not like they're fighting for...
yeah,
But it's just surprising that they can go out and almost beat Chicago. And then I think they played Minnesota, right, on Sunday?
yeah,
Yeah, and
smoked them 5-2.
5-2, right? No, it was
Yeah.
5-1.
5-1? Yeah, 5-1.
5-1,
Yeah,
that's right. So, yeah, it's just, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know much about hockey. I'm still figuring out the rules and stuff. I've only been watching it for, I guess, a couple of years now. But, yeah, it's too bad they couldn't play with this.
All year.
Yeah, but I guess I don't know. So, I mean, you can ask anybody listening right now that's that avid hockey fan will say they did play as hard as they could. They just couldn't really utilize stuff when they really needed to and whatnot. I'm sure there's tons of different factors out there that make a difference on that. So, yeah, other than that, I guess that season's over for them. What did you think of it overall, that whole season, being more of a hockey fan?
I think it was, last year they made the playoffs. They had their best season as a Thrasher/Jets franchise. And I think everybody assumed that was going to happen again. And whether or not, Chevy, the general manager, Kevin Cheveldayoff, thought that maybe the team played better than they were supposed to last year. I don't know. But they decided to go younger, and so that's what happens. You ended up having a couple new guys in there all year, and it showed. It showed, and they're fighting for they're not the worst team in the NHL. Like, that obviously goes to Edmonton, but they're in
Vancouver.
Vancouver's up there too. I think, yeah, they're all the bottom 3, bottom 5. I don't know. The Jets they're not the worst team in the league. And next year they'll be better. So yeah. I'm not too stressed.
I hold you to that, or
yeah, I'll run down Portage with my underwear on.
I'll make you. Actually, no. You know what? I got bets.
What are we betting on?
Nothing yet. We'll once the NFL starts, we'll start talking bets and stuff. I got a couple of things on my sleeve that. See if
maybe your favorite team will do that play again.
That was what was that called?
Who's your team, by the way?
I am a huge fan of the Indianapolis Colts. And you have nothing to laugh at, Deflategate.
Speaking of Deflategate, did you hear about this?
I did.
Apparently, they say 7 New England Patriots fans are suing the National Football League, asking the judge to reverse a decision that the league stripped them of their first-round pick because of that Deflategate allegation / underinflated footballs. And I guess this was taken to court today. And it claims that the commissioner took away 2 draft picks as punishment for the Deflategate scandal. If you want, I will get into detail on how bogus this Deflategate was. But do you have anything to say before I go into my rant of the day?
Well, I guess let's just bring me up to speed. Subsequently, the whole investigation found that through lack of evidence, as far as I remember, via, I guess, Tom Brady not wanting to disclose something on his phone. I think that was
he didn't.
issue.
He didn't offer his phone, I think, to the NFL.
So that being said, I guess they just kind of hit a dead end with their investigation. So as far as I'm concerned, it's still an open case. I'm not saying he's innocent or guilty, but it kind of looks shitty on his part right now. So
On
but
Brady or
on Brady,
the-
absolutely. The thing is, like, I respect the hell out of Tom Brady.
Yes.
I don't think he needs to do stuff like that and cheat or whatever, Deflategate and any of that bullshit. I don't think he needs to. So I really don't think he had anything to do with it. But at the same time, the evidence was pretty overwhelming from what I heard. Just listening to NFL Network and whatnot, and watching it on TV as it was unfolding. So, but anyway, give me your insight on the whole thing.
Well, before I get into my rant, it says in the paper here, the Winnipeg Sun that I'm reading, it says that the lead plaintiff, a Patriots season ticket holder, his name is Todd Orsatti of Bristol, Connecticut, said that in the filing that his 7-year-old daughter was so distraught by the league's decision for the Deflategate decision that she will no longer come to the games with him. That's a little bit laughable. It's a little bit laughable. I'm laughing. I think that's kind of funny.
I think it's kind of ridiculous. Yeah, it's like she's gonna go to the games. We know she's full of it. She's gonna go to the games. But what was the actual penalty? They lost their first round draft pick.
They lost their first round draft pick and their fourth round draft pick. They got fined $1 million.
But Tom Brady was supposed to be suspended for
4 games.
4 games.
He was supposed to get 4 games.
They appealed that and won that appeal.
Yeah. And they said, okay, well, you can play this year, but we're going to get back into the court thing next year. So they let him play.
It's not over yet.
It's not over yet.
It's not over yet.
No.
I kind of like the sounds of that.
But anyways, the Deflategate was just BS.
What are you going to say?
I'll tell you why.
If it's not over yet, hang on a sec. If it's not over yet, and they go back to the courtroom and they do more of an investigation, and they unpeel a couple more layers of that onion, and they find that Tom Brady is guilty as accused, what are you going to say then?
I'm going to just let it play out in court.
Oh, I think you should start planning something to say.
Well, you know what? He if he's found guilty on whatever he did, and the judge says you're guilty, then so be it. But I'm telling you, if it comes out that this is just a big FU to the Patriots, it's going to be the FU reunion tour for Tom Brady. He's going to throw 50 touchdowns like he did almost last year. He's going to,
He'll never throw 50 touchdowns again in the rest of his career. I can guarantee that. He's just getting too old.
I'm just saying, let's figure it out in court first, and then we'll talk.
You're a big Patriots fan. Can I ask you where Tom Brady gets his socks from? Because, man, those are thick.
Next subject.
All right. Moving along. Movies. Have you seen anything lately that you want to talk about? Any movies? You did say you saw...
I did see Batman, yeah.
You
Batman
did.
versus Superman, Dawn of Justice. I did see that.
1 out of 10. Your opinion. 1 out of 10. What are you going to give it then?
Well, I won't go into too much detail, but I found the first hour was very slow. And there's a specific scene, I guess it's in a Congress or something. As soon as that scene's over, that's when things pick up. So before that moment, I was like, this is really bad. This is slow. It's taking forever to get your point across. And then after that, there was the fight scenes and whatever. The fight scenes were done good. I thought they were a little bit repetitive. There's only so many times you can crash into a wall and drag your limp body across the wall into another wall, blah, blah, blah. I liked Ben Affleck as Batman. I'm not really sold on Henry Cavill as Superman. Amy Adams, she's awesome.
Why do you think she's awesome?
She's just a great actress, I think.
She is a really good actress. I really liked her in The Fighter. I thought that was a great role she played.
And she's consistent. She's consistent with what she does. Jesse Eisenberg took an hour to like him. I didn't like him for the first hour. But that was just, overall, I just did not like the movie.
I still don't like him.
You still don't like him, yeah?
I love Lex Luthor. I love the character. Whoever, I guess, wrote that part for him did a really good job. But Jesse Eisenberg, in my eyes, just cannot pull it off.
So, I guess my rating for the movie would be...
10 being best.
10 being best.
Yeah.
I would give it a 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10?
Yeah.
Okay.
It just passed the James line, the James average line. I guess it was a shit line.
What gave it that little push over the line for you?
I would say probably Doomsday. The fight with Doomsday. Like, it was hovering 4, 5... And then there was that big fight there. I don't want to
Yeah.
give it away, but there is a big fight there. You know, almost $1 billion movies made, so I'm sure everybody in the world's seen it.
Yeah.
There's a fight with Doomsday, and the fight was actually pretty badass. So
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I'll give it a solid 6. What about you? What'd you give it?
I'm gonna hover right around 5. 5
Yeah.
out of 10. There was the special effects was really good, well done, very entertaining. But I agree with you with the first hour being really slow, moving through. They tried to compress too much information in the second half of the movie when they had all that time in the beginning they wasted.
Yes.
Just kind of messing around. So I'll give it a 5. But I'm a Superman fan, and I mean I feel guilty giving it a 5. But honestly, that's where I'm coming from.
What is about Superman that you like though?
I'm just a Superman fan from when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like I grew up with the Christopher Reeve Superman.
Yeah.
I used to fly around my, well, not fly around, but I used to run around my living room with a towel around my neck and doing the flying motion around. And
Is there any tape of you recording that?
oh, absolutely not. There was no really taping
Oh.
back then. That was in the '80s, man.
I would have loved to have seen that. You 10 years old, running around with your C's and B's, just flying around.
Okay, question I gotta ask: why do you want to see a 10-year-old season B?
Yeah, I know it comes across as weird, but
Absolutely weird.
I could
Kinda-
just imagine.
Kind of on the
Yeah, I guess,
remind me to not let you
Guess-
near any children. That's weird.
I guess it's a little weird.
I
yeah.
know where you're coming from, though. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah,
Yeah.
You want to see me naked? As
There's
a 10-year-old.
Chris with a couple socks in his pants.
I need no socks then.
Did you have
Don't
a?
need
Did you actually have
socks
a costume though, or just wore a towel?
No, I would probably wear long johns. To be honest, with you.
Yeah.
Maybe like a pajama shirt or whatever. And man, I was flying. I was flying from one end of the house to the other. And I was Superman. I felt it.
I'm Superman.
You bet. What about you? Did you have a superhero that you were extremely excited about when you were a youngster?
I think Batman. To be honest with you,
Did you wear a cape? Don't lie.
no, but I got a really funny story to tell you.
Ah,
Not
let's
really
hear it.
that funny.
It's not funny.
It
then
was
go
well,
away. I
it is
don't
kind
wanna
of
hear
funny, but you'd have to know my brother for this. But my most memorable Batman experience was I think my son's 3-year-old birthday party. My brother went to one of those, and he's about 3 years younger than me. He went to one of those stores where you can buy Halloween costumes.
it. Like the Halloween store?
Yeah, like whatever it's called there. And he had one of these old school Batman costumes that he got, like from the original Batman there.
Oh, from the Adam West days.
Yes, it was
Okay.
just like
With
his costume.
The gray top
Yep.
and the yellow belt. Okay.
The greatest story, greatest thing ever. I died laughing, but I guess he had to get changed. So my son was ready. He's like, oh, I'm like, my son's name is Declan. I was like, Declan, you're going to have a guest come very, very, very soon. You have to sit down with all your friends. So he's sitting, my son's sitting down, getting ready or whatever. I'm in the washroom. My brother comes in. My brother comes in with costume. He puts it on. He's putting it on. And I guess this little kid comes in here, one of my son's friends at the time, comes in, looks at my brother getting dressed. This is a 3-year-old kid. He doesn't know what to think.
Oh, God.
Yeah, doesn't know what to think. So I'm laughing my ass off. This is you have to. I guess you have to be there to see it. But anyway, so there was a costume. I'd say malfunction.
Okay.
So my brother. So I'm like, I'm like, come outside. I'm yelling at the kids. I'm like, oh, we got a special guest. We got Batman. And all of a sudden my brother comes in. And people are clapping. And my son's 3 years old with all his friends. And I guess my brother didn't check his lower region on what on what might be appropriate, what might not be appropriate. And so he walks out.
So he forgot the cup?
He didn't wear a cup. No.
Oh, boy.
He
Left nothing
he
to the
was
imagination.
short, shriveled, and to the left. And I guess he had to be there, but you're 3 years old, you're looking up. I don't think my son knew who he was at the time. He knows who it was now, but at the time, this Batman looking guy was nuts to the left. You just had to be there. It was just it was pretty funny.
He was 3?
He's 3 years old, yeah.
So whenever when he's older, he's going to be like, Uncle Batman. I'll recognize that.
Yeah.
Never mind.
So that is if you can dress up for Halloween, and you want to be Batman, you have to make sure you have a cup.
Absolutely.
I think that's the number one rule. Any costume
Or a sock.
or a sock. He never even wore a
Depends
sock.
if you're going to an adult party.
Yeah, so that's my story about that.
That's awesome. That's a great story.
Traumatizing for him.
Speaking of superheroes, Deadpool. You haven't had a chance to see that one.
No.
I really recommend that one. It's not for the kids, obviously. Definitely something you got to see. And I'm going to make you. That's a project for you. I'm going to make you watch it.
Well, we can
We'll talk about it on the next show.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'll watch it for next week. Would you say, in your opinion, Deadpool was better than Batman vs Superman?
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah, that would be a fair statement.
Okay.
I think it just catered to more of the Generation X. I don't want to say that, but I think more of the adults. It really catered to the adults.
Are we Generation X?
We are Generation X.
So that's kids after the war.
90s, the 90s.
Oh, so that was our parents having kids after. No wait,
70s,
no,
80s
you're right.
having
You're
kids.
right. Okay, because it was
Pearl Jam, Nirvana, Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, all that stuff. That was Generation X.
So after the Second World War,
that was the baby boomers.
That baby boomers. Okay, so the people would come back from the war, have kids,
yeah,
and then 70s, 80s. That's when our parents were 30, 20, whatever.
Yep.
They had kids then. Okay, so
Yep.
what's the generation now then?
I don't know the name for it. It's Millennium something.
The Millennium
Babies. I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Ugh.
My 14-year-old falls into that category of.
Jeez.
You do not watch Shameless, do you?
No.
So you missed this past weekend was the season finale of Shameless, which I thought was a little disappointing, considering I've been watching that show for all of its seasons now. And
who's in that one? Do you know?
That one has, you know what? It's got a lot of. Well, number one, it's got William H Macy, who's an amazing actor. I respect the heck out of that guy. Everything I've ever seen him in has just been so fun to watch. I think I've only seen him in a couple other things. Fargo, number one, which everybody knows about.
I've
Fargo.
never seen that.
You've never seen
I'm
Fargo?
dead serious. Never seen it.
That is a great movie. So fun. And the show itself is now it's in its it just completed its second season. I think they use a lot of the names from the characters from the original movie.
Oh, okay.
But it's really not based on it. Even in the show itself, it's got a completely different story. And then season 2 has started a whole different story. But back to Shameless, yeah, if anybody wants to check it out, season 6 just finished. It's a great show to watch. It takes you through all different, the whole spectrum of emotions. Makes you laugh, makes you kind of want to cry. It's kind of sad, it's happy, and it's just funny overall. Just when you're feeling kind of sad about something or feeling really sorry for one of the characters, they just make you laugh your ass off. So
yeah, okay, good to know. Good to know.
Yeah, definitely check out Shameless. James, The Walking Dead. Do you watch that at all?
You know what? I'll be honest, I don't watch it.
You're one of the only people that I know personally that doesn't watch that show.
And you hear best episode ever, blah blah blah. I can't say I can agree on any of that because I don't watch it. I saw one episode where they're kind of like stuck in a well or something. I just kind of caught the end of it. They're stuck in a well and there's a couple zombies on the bottom. And they're trying to I was like, this is done so well, but I couldn't care less, to be honest with you.
You don't think you might be turned on to it one day?
No. I like zombies, but I don't like realistic zombies. I like fake zombies, like Zombieland. Love that movie.
That's a Jesse Eisenberg one, isn't it?
Jesse Eisenberg, Woody Harrelson.
Actually, I liked him in that movie.
I'm telling you. But see, because it was kind of like real, but not real.
Who else? Emma Stone was in that, wasn't she?
Yes, she was
in
in
that
that one.
Who was her little partner in that?
Oh, what's her name? I
remember
remember her
that
name. She was a little girl. She was a little girl, like she was in Little Miss Sunshine.
Okay,
the little girl that was Little Miss Sunshine girl. She was in that.
I don't remember her name.
It's bothering me.
Yeah, she was in a couple things after that though.
It's bothering me.
Abigail something? Abigail
Breslin. Abigail Breslin.
That's
yep.
it.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little Miss Sunshine is probably the top 5 movie of all time.
You know what? I have to agree with you.
Oh my god, that's once.
Yeah, she was so cute in that movie with her little glasses and a little ponytail.
And you think like at the end of the movie when she's doing her dance, you think she's doing something like, but then she drops the bomb on everybody and does her old grandpa's dance and it's raunchy and solid.
Alan Arkin.
Yes.
Wow.
And that movie didn't win. I was confusing that with Crash, but it was nominated for an Oscar, so that's pretty
really
good.
Yeah, definitely. And Paul Dano, he's made a hell of a career for himself since then.
Guy drives me nuts.
Really? You don't like him?
I don't like his characters. No, don't like his characters.
Really? Mm-hmm. Why is that?
I don't know. I think he's one of those same kind of typecast guys. They just do the same role all the time.
Well, he played Brian Wilson, did he not, in Hope and Glory?
I never saw that.
It's not a bad movie. Is there any movies on your must-see list or ones that haven't come out or that are coming out very soon?
Yeah, there's the Captain America movie that comes out.
Yes.
I should know exactly when it comes out. It comes out May 6th, I think, I believe it is. May something.
It's got to be on a Friday, though.
Yeah, it'll be on a Friday. That one, it looks like everybody except for, I think the Hulk's not in that. And, who else? Thor's not in that one. So everybody...
Thor's not in this
And
one.
they say Spider-Man's in this. Ant-Man.
Ant-Man, yeah.
Yeah.
Paul. I saw an interview with
Yeah.
Paul Rudd somewhere recently, and he was talking about being in this movie. Who's playing Spider-Man in this movie? Is it Garfield?
No, his name's Tom Holland.
Tom Holland. Okay, I've never heard of that kid.
And I have to say, my girlfriend loves Paul Rudd, and I don't understand it.
Paul Rudd.
Loves him to death.
Nah, he's kind of funny.
He is funny, but okay, yeah, I see it.
I think he's kind of funny.
He's better than Channing Tatum. I'll tell you that
Absolutely. Channing Tatum is funny, though.
much. Oh,
21, 22 Jump Street, kind of funny. Kind of funny.
Oh.
Other than that, I wouldn't really...
no.
No,
Okay,
I
so
wouldn't.
Paul Rudd's better than Channing Tatum. We can both agree on that.
Yeah, we'll agree on that.
Okay.
Did you not see the movie I Love You, Man?
I did see that. He was good in that.
That was a
I
fantastic
enjoyed
movie.
that.
Fantastic movie. I
Mhm.
thought that movie was funny. Both of them did that movie really well. Paul Rudd and
Jason...
I forgot his name.
Oh. Segel. Jason Segel.
Segel, yeah.
Jason Segel, who is also another typecast, same role all the time.
I remember the
No
scene in that
personnel.
movie. They just had fish tacos on their first little mandate,
Yeah.
and they went outside, and he called him Pistol Pete, and Paul Rudd's character comes back and says, "All right, see you later, Jobin." You remember that scene? That was awesome.
He couldn't think of something.
Yeah, that was awesome. It was quick thinking, Jobin, and he's like, "Wait a second, you just call me Jobin?" But anyway,
Jobin. The Jobin.
anyway, so
What about you? Anything you want to see? I want to see Hardcore Henry. That looks cool.
I do not want to see that. It
No?
looks like it would give me a headache.
Yeah, it looks like
All
it's
that-
first person the whole time or something.
Yeah, so
I think you got to go into it, no expectations maybe,
yeah, definitely.
and take a Tylenol or something before you go.
Yep.
Okay, so there is a little bit of, I guess, entertainment news that's pretty worthy. If you're like me and you used to watch the American Idol, if you watched American Idol, you know what this is.
Taking away like a bomb, yeah, baby.
Do you remember this,
Talk
Chris?
to me.
I think I
Tell
do.
me your
Is
sign.
this William Hung?
You're switching sides
Yes.
like a Gemini.
Wow.
You play
That,
games
that
and
goes
now
way
you're
back.
hitting my heart
Yeah.
like a drum.
Just savor it in.
Just
She
take it in.
bangs, she bangs. Oh baby, when she moves, she moves. I go crazy cause she looks like a flower, but
Yeah,
she stays
William
like
Hung.
a bee.
Music
Like
to my
every
ears.
girl
Yes, and
in
then-
history. She bangs, she bangs. I'm wasted by the way she
So I guess why I'm bringing this up is I guess he's gonna be on American Idol, one of the last American Idols. I guess he's
Oh,
making
very
appearance.
nice. He's coming back, eh?
Because American Idol's done after this
yeah,
year.
final season. Yeah, final season.
So I just thought that was something pretty interesting.
I think that's very cool. His career kind of went up and down from there. I heard there was some talk of suicide, and
Oh, really?
yeah, he got
Wow.
really depressed. And then
Oh, I
I guess
believe
some
that.
people kind of got together and I guess changed his mind and kind of
Ooh.
gave him some encouragement and stuff. And
Yeah.
I think it went well for him after that. And the fact that he's going back on the show, it's really good news because, I mean,
Yes.
whoever, wondered what happened to that guy, now will know.
Now we know.
You want to talk about James Bond?
Yeah, I know it's a little.
007.
I know it's a little bit random. The reason why I want to talk about James Bond is because when Skyfall was released in 2012,
Okay.
that was the 50th anniversary of James Bond.
Was it really?
Yeah, and I watched this documentary about that, and they kind of went into detail on why behind the scenes of James Bond and all the characters. And I guess they went into detail about how not Pierce Brosnan. Actually, Pierce Brosnan was supposed to do the James Bond movies when Timothy Timothy Dalton did them instead. But originally, Pierce Brosnan was supposed to do the Living Daylights and License to Kill, but something happened, some sort of scheduling there. But anyways, yeah. So I wanted to actually go through all the Bonds with you. And we won't go through movie to movie, but I wanted to go through the Bonds with you, and I want to rank them. Actually, I want to rank them with you.
Really? Okay. Yeah, we
Is
can
that
do
something you'd be interested in?
Absolutely. Give her.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So the first James Bond was Sean Connery, obviously. 1962, Doctor No,
Okay, yeah.
and then George Lazenby took over. He did one movie, and that was Honor Queen's Majesty.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so he did one movie. Then it was Roger Moore. He did a couple. Then
So how many movies did Sean Connery do?
that's a great question. Sean Connery did. Yeah, he did Doctor No, 1962.
That is correct. Yes, 1962.
He did From Russia with Love, Goldfinger, Thunderball, You Only Live Twice.
Oh, slow down on me here.
I'm sorry. I'm pretty rapid. Yeah, so he did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them.
Wow.
Well, no, he does more, but he did 5. George Lazenby took over. One, I think he was having a contract dispute. That's why Lazenby came in there. Then Connery did a couple more after that. He did Diamonds Are Forever.
So Connery left for one movie.
That's not right. He came back for one movie. Yeah, yes.
I guess there was On Her Majesty's Secret Service. That was George Lazenby.
Yes.
He only did one movie. I guess he was a quick fill-in for Sean Connery.
Yeah, there was a contract dispute.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see. That makes sense.
And then in Live and Let Die, that was the first of Roger Moore's run as James Bond.
That's where I kind of...
That's where I started.
My parents were big
Yeah.
fans, and they watched it, so I just went ahead and watched it alongside with them. So
Yeah, so he did Live and Let Die, The Man with the Golden Gun, Spy Who Loved Me, Moonraker, who I think Moonraker was the worst James Bond ever done.
Really? Why do you say that?
It was just so bad. I think they went into space. I kind of zoned out, but they go into space. and
Really?
It's just done so bad. And I think Jaws is in that. Jaws did a couple cameos or whatever. He was in the 2 movies.
Oh, okay.
Remember Jaws, the big guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember with the gold teeth or whatever.
Yeah, who ended up actually being in Happy Gilmore as
He was. Yeah.
the guy with the nail in the head.
Yeah. I do remember that.
So yeah, Roger Moore did a couple, and then you got Timothy Dalton who did 2 of them.
Okay.
Pierce Brosnan did 4 of them, and then we got Daniel Craig who's done 4 himself.
Do you think Daniel Craig, in your opinion, you're a James Bond fan.
Oh, I love James Bond.
Do you think he slid into that role? Do you think he fits into that mold?
Actually, I don't think he fits the mold of James Bond, but he's made James Bond his own. Like, you think James Bond, you think a guy, dark hair. He doesn't fit that, but he's given James Bond this dimension that I don't think any other Bond. I almost think there's an actual character to him. Yeah, old James Bonds. Some of them you just literally just go through the motions, shoot, bang, bang, gun, explosion.
Okay.
Get captured, blah blah blah. And there's just I find that there's a dimension to Daniel Craig. That's why I think Daniel Craig is one of the best Bonds. He's not my top Bond.
Who is your top?
The top Bond would be Sean Connery. I think
Okay.
when I think of James Bond, I think Sean Connery.
Yeah.
Not just because he's the first James Bond, but he's just got he's just suave.
Yeah. Are you saying you have maybe a liking just for James, or not for James Bond? Sorry, for Sean Connery.
That's pretty fair. Yeah, that's pretty fair. Yeah.
What did you think of him in The Hunt for Red October?
I never actually saw that.
Oh, I guess you're not that big of a fan. I just found it funny that he's playing this Russian captain of a sub with a Scottish accent.
Oh.
Yeah, because he's kind of like the. You're probably gonna smack me, but the Jesse Eisenberg of those days. He has no diversity. He's a good actor, yes. Think of anybody right now that's
Michael Cera.
Michael Cera. What about him?
Nothing.
He sucks. I don't like
I
him.
just want to interrupt you.
There's other actors out there that can fake an accent, but you have Sean Connery, the captain of a Russian submarine, and with a really thick. I can't do it. I'm not going to attempt the accent, but he's.
I'd butcher it. I'd somehow make it Australian.
Yeah, you probably would. You're absolutely right.
So my list, the James Bonds from 1 to 6, would be Sean Connery number 1.
Okay.
Daniel Craig number 2.
Okay. Wow.
Number 3 would be Roger Moore.
I'm pretty on par with what I would say. Yeah.
Then Pierce Brosnan, and then lastly you have George Lazenby, who I think actually wasn't that bad.
What about Timothy Dalton?
Timothy Dalton was the worst.
Really? Eh?
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
I don't even remember that movie, honestly. I know I've seen it, but it's just.
He made 2 of them. It was so bad, and I think Lazenby was just in a weird position where he took over Bond when Sean Connery was probably really popular.
Yeah.
And it just kind of seemed like, well, what's going on there? And actually, even Sean Connery comes back in 1983 and makes another James Bond movie, but it's not through the same. It was like through a different company that he made that movie with.
Yeah.
The rights didn't go to who they're supposed to normally go to, or I don't know, whatever. But yeah, so yeah, Lazenby's the second last, and last is Timothy Dalton.
Really? Okay, cool.
What's your list? Do you have a list?
I really don't have one.
Nope.
If I had to think about it, it would probably
Top
be
three.
Top three. That have to be obviously Connery, Dalton, or sorry, Connery, Roger Moore, and then Daniel Craig. Yeah.
And here's my next question for you. If this was to be last, Spectre was to be the last movie by Daniel Craig,
Yeah.
who would be, in your mind, the next person to play Bond?
Oh wow. That is that's.
I'll tell you mine.
Kind of caught me off guard there. Yeah.
I'll tell you. I'll let
if I
you
agree
think
or
about
not.
it. Okay, so there was a movie this summer that came out. As you know or don't know, I'm a big movie guy, so I watch
Simon
lots
Pegg.
of movies.
Just
Simon
kidding.
Pegg.
Just
It'd be
kidding.
epic. I don't know if you saw Mad Max.
I did. Yes.
That was one of the best movies I've ever seen. One of
Okay.
the best action movies I've ever seen.
Okay.
So with that being said, and the catalog of this person, I would think the next Bond would be Tom Hardy.
I was just actually
Yeah,
gonna do that.
he would make an amazing.
Is he British?
Yes,
I know he's.
you might have to check where he's from, but he's from the UK.
Yeah, he's definitely from the UK.
They're thinking of actually bringing this guy Idris Elba, Elbina.
Yeah. Okay. 12 Years a Slave.
I don't know where he's from.
Or no, he was also in Beast of No Nation, I believe. Was
I
the
never
movie this
watched
year.
that.
Fantastic movie.
You saw
really
that?
Dark, yeah, really dark. That was one of the ones that everybody was saying got snubbed by the Oscars this year. I'm actually looking up Tom Hardy's stuff here, and I'm shocked to see that he was actually in Black Hawk Down. I don't remember him in that
I
movie.
don't either. No,
No.
he's a Batman. He's been in.
Well, he was actually Bane. Yeah, he played Bane.
he was
yeah.
Bane.
Yeah.
I think he'd be the perfect Bond.
You know what? I'm going to agree with you on that one. Absolutely. I think he would be like anybody else I'm thinking in my head right now. Like, really, I don't know.
Probably Idris Elba. Idris Elba.
I think you're pretty close, yeah.
Idris Elba. That's the guy that people are saying. I guess what happened a couple years ago. I don't know if you remember when the movie The Interview was coming out, and North Korea lost their freaking minds. But I guess there was a Sony hack, and Sony is they're basically involved with Bond. I think I don't know. Somehow they're involved with James Bond, and I guess the leaks had come out that said that they were thinking of. I guess Daniel Craig doesn't want to do James Bond anymore.
Is that what you heard?
That's what I got from it.
Yeah.
And they were thinking of making this Idris Elba the next Bond. So that came out, and people lost their shit, whether good or bad.
Really?
Yeah. That happened, a couple of years ago, or a year or two ago. Because I know I've read articles that you don't want to be, Daniel Craig doesn't want to be typecast as James Bond, like...
Oh, it's kind of late now, buddy, after 4
I
movies.
know, I know. Well, that's what I read.
What else was he in? Can you think of anything else that
Who?
you've seen Daniel Craig in?
Daniel Craig has been in...
Probably quite a bit, but we just wouldn't know of it, right?
I'll tell you exactly what he's been in.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Take
so
your time.
he's been in The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
That was awesome. Yes, I totally
never
remember
saw
that.
that.
Really good movie. Really good movie.
Never saw that.
Wicked Revenge movie.
Cowboys and Aliens. I don't know if you ever saw that.
No, that one I'm glad I didn't see.
Movie Defiance. The Golden Compass.
Oh no, Defiance. That's the
It's like a World War movie.
Yeah, it's an army movie. Yeah.
So other than that, he's Daniel Craig pretty much came out of nowhere. James Bond, but I don't think he wants to do it anymore. So
Well, maybe not. Oh, he was in Tintin. Don't forget.
I never saw that.
That's a good one.
Never saw that.
So I take that back. Maybe he's not typecast. Or he
No, he looks like he's got a lot of. Yeah. They also say another candidate is Benedict Cumberbatch.
no,
But I don't see it either.
he doesn't have the
I don't
he doesn't have
see-
the Bond look.
No.
Hey, you're not gonna like this.
Or
but
Michael Fassbender.
What about Henry Cavill?
Ooh.
He is British, and he did play He was just in a movie recently with it was something to do with CIA and stuff.
Oh, you're talking about
It was like a spy movie.
my uncle from
Oh, The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Man. Yeah.
That's what he was in. Yeah, so
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm gonna say no on that one, even though it was my suggestion.
Yeah, I think Daniel Craig. I think he's a great Bond, but I think he's run its course. So yeah, I'm looking on this thing here. It says the pick for the strongest contenders. Yeah, Idris Elba is the top contender. That's what they're saying here.
Let me see this guy's picture.
It's not a good.
Yeah,
picture.
that's definitely the guy from the movie I saw, Beasts of No Nation. But
We
it's
got
not-
Damian Lewis, who is on the show Homeland. Apparently, he's in there too.
Yeah, that's the redheaded guy there, the main character. Who
Yeah.
plays, I can't remember the name of that character.
Henry Cavill is actually on this list here.
Yeah, of course he is.
Actually, from what I'm reading here, it says that they wanted Henry Cavill to be in Casino Royale.
Wow.
But he looked too young to be James Bond in 2006.
Wow.
And I guess it would be even before that, because that's how the movie came out, 2006. But yeah, he was on there. Tom Hiddleston is another person who
Who's
plays Loki.
Okay,
Yeah.
he's a little
Jason Statham.
He's a little skinny though. That guy. He's not really a James Bond.
No, I don't see him as James Bond. Neither do a Jason Statham. I think-
Absolutely
no,
not.
No.
I would not go see
No.
that if Jason Statham was
No.
Bond. He's too James Bond. I mean, I know, I understand it's just a character,
Yes.
but the person that plays James Bond, I think even in their public persona as we see them, they have to have a little more class. They can't just be an action hero like Jason Statham. And I think,
Yeah.
I don't think that would work at all. So I would say absolutely not on a Jason Statham.
And then the last
Bond.
one here that to say is Michael Fassbender.
I don't know much about him. I definitely don't think he would be a good Bond though. But anyway, it should be exciting to see how it comes out in the next couple of years. The new James Bond. See if Daniel Craig's back or not. Anyway, folks, we're out of here for this edition of the Win City.
Man. What? We're leaving already?
Yeah, it looks to be that time. So we're gonna head out for this episode of the podcast. If you guys want to hit us up on our Facebook page from here on out, you can go to Win City Podcast on Facebook. Give us a like if you want. You can send us a message or leave a comment if you'd like. On behalf of my co-host James, I'm Chris.
I'll see you on the bus tomorrow.